Hey everyone, the Beard Baron here today. I'm going to take you on a full-on trim, cleaning up my cheek lines, sidelines, necklines, and a scissor trim to my beard. It's been a few weeks now, so I've been needing a trim. So I'm just going to take you through the whole entire thing. I know you guys have been having a lot of questions about what this actually looks like, this whole process. So I'm just going to take you right along. May speed things up on the video end of it and see where we're at for time-wise. I guess you guys can settle in. I'll kind of talk you through some things of what I'm doing and how I go about doing it, and otherwise I might keep quiet and just get into the full-on Zen mode. I really enjoy trimming my own beard, and I always recommend, guys, the sooner you learn to trim and maintain your own beard, the better off you are. You will make mistakes, you will learn some hardships along the way when it comes to trimming and learning how your beard reacts to different areas and where different areas grow. But you can know your beard much more intimately in the sense that you'll know what it's doing, what it's responsible to, whereas a barber may not be able to get to that level of knowing your beard as well as you do. So let's just drive right into it. It's like Guy Fieri. Let's just dive right into it, guys. As always, the number one recommendation I make for trimming your beard is give yourself plenty of time. You don't want to be in a rush. You don't want to have to be, be running out the door. You don't want to be pressed for time. You want to be able to have a relaxed kind of atmosphere. You don't want to be frustrated going into it. So if you had like kind of a rough day, a bad day, give it a good 24 hours. Come back to it. You want to have a nice approach to your beard. You don't want to be under the influence of any kind of drugs, alcohol, making kind of rash decisions. You just want to be in a peaceful place, have plenty of time to work with, and just take this easy. So I always recommend proper tools, guys. And for me, it's always the large beard comb, and it's always the beard and mustache scissors. These are on thebeardbaron.com. I highly recommend them. There's nothing more frustrating in the world than trimming your beard with poor tools. And that kind of goes for everything in life. If you ever worked on cars or around the house or anything that requires some sort of tool and you work with something that doesn't work that well, it's not made that well, frustration ensues, and this one thing you don't want with your beard is any frustration. So what I usually do is I like to comb up my beard a bit. I'll comb down. What I'm basically going to do today is I'm going to take some length off the bottom down here. Like I've said in the past, I like to wear my beard right around my collarbone, and I need to take off some of the sides here. So I like that straight down appearance. So I'll comb it up and out. I have no product in my beard. I showered last night. I've been on a nightly shower routine, and I applied beard oil last night. Mojave to be more specific, with the intent of knowing that I was going to trim my beard today. So I like to trim a dry beard. I will shower after I trim and line up my lines, but for any time I trim my beard, it's always to a dry beard. I don't rinse it, I don't put anything in it. I make sure there's no real product in there. If there's any product in here, I want to make sure it's settled in real nicely over the course of the evening. Give it some time. Like I said, large beard comb, run the coarse teeth through it. And what I do is I'm going to make a few passes at my beard. So what I do is I combed it out. Now I'm going to go for scissors. I'm going to be taking and making the lines down the side here, just taking off little long boys, as I like to call them. Oh, I almost put on a country little twang there for a second. I don't know where that came from. And as I preached before, and if you haven't been around and seen too many of my videos, when I'm scissor trimming, I preach crumbs. You want to take crumbs off. You don't want to go in these large sweeping cuts of taking a half an inch off and saying, oh, I think I know where I want my beard to be up in height wise or off on the sides. I'll just take off I'll just come right all the way in and just make a line going up. No, you want to sneak up on it. You don't want anything wild to happen like that. So I just take off these little crumbs, and it's just a process of working it. What I'm doing here is I'm just taking off the large flyaways that are really sticking out. And I've come to know my beard over time that those hairs usually won't lie down at all, ever, unless I'm using product on it. But I like to have more of a natural beard to shape. I know some guys like to keep as much length and beard hair as possible, which helps add to density. So I totally understand that game. But for me, I like to try and trim to shape, because otherwise I do get a very bushy beard. It would like blossom out all around here, and then my sideburns do a weird kind of crazy curl. So I try and take that off and manage that. And then I do the same over on the other side here as well. And again, just crumbs. This is a very zen kind of process for me. And what I do is I come along this bottom corner, because right around here in the bottom corner, my neck hair, this is all neck hair through here, and this wants to flare out and away. So it's got kind of like this curl that wants to come down and out away from my beard. So I kind of take the edge off of that a bit. Let's see what I'm working with over here in the back. Now for demonstration's sake, I'm going to mostly favor this side of my beard so you can get an idea of what I'm doing. I might speed up my other side just so I can show you guys and illustrate this for you so you can see it a little bit better. And again, I'm just coming through. I'm coming in with a plan. Like I always say, tell people, when you trim your beard, you want to come in with a plan of what you're actually going to do. You don't want to just show up with a pair of scissors and a comb and just start saying, oh, I'm going to trim my beard today. You want to know what you're doing. I'm just doing this to take some length off and to trim up some sides, get some of the wildness down and away, and that's about it. Not trimming my mustache today. I've marked that as a hands-off area, so I won't be trimming anything through my mustache area. I've been letting this grow for the past maybe about 3 months or so. I've been enjoying a longer mustache and using wax more often and having the ability to use mustache wax on a longer mustache, which becomes a little bit more enjoyable because the wax tends to do a trick really nice on a longer mustache. So again, I'm just coming through here. It's going to take some practice of finding out what your best angles are. And just taking off a little bit of length and just watching for it. Hopefully you're able to see what I'm doing here. I ran a couple of camera tests here in the mirror. Got a mirror in front of me. Got the sink right in front of me. You want to do this when in an area where it's easy to clean up as well. These beard hairs get everywhere when you're trimming it. Well, let's be honest, beard hairs get everywhere in general. My wife sometimes jokes how it's almost like living with a cat or a dog or an animal that's just shedding hair everywhere, and gotta be kind of conscious about that. But trimming beard hairs, woo, these get everywhere. For any of my barber friends out there, you probably realize this too, and if you don't, if you've not been around too much hair cutting, there's nothing worse than getting any kind of cut hair into your feet, into like a sock or a shoe, and then having it get wedged into your skin. It acts as almost like a splinter because this cut hair can become very sharp and it will wedge its way into your skin, and it is just nasty. Your skin will go around it, and it's just not nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go trim and keep on trimming. Kind of like giving my beard a little bit of shape here by trimming anything that's going to really stick out. The face of my beard here, so it's kind of takes any kind of weird formation that's starting to happen with the blossoming effect of a longer beard, of not trimming it for 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said, this is usually every couple of weeks I do this trim, unless I'm having some sort of event or I need some sort of real clean look. But about 2 times a month, this is sufficient. That your mileage may vary on that one, depending on how fast you grow or how slowly you grow your beard. But for me, once every 2 weeks should do it. So that's a general pass that I made at my beard there. It's already starting to come together. And what I do here is after I make a pass and I feel like I've done fairly well with that and I feel a lot of the shape is starting to happen, I'll go through the process of combing it down and out and down again. So I'm just going to comb my beard straight down like this. This helps get a lot of the hair that it's like been trimmed. It's just resting the beard to come on out. And then I out and away, comb it up, out and away, like so. This is going to help see where the shape's really at when I comb it back down. This will kind of, the beard wants to do its own thing. So by combing it out and away, you start to see if anything shifted at all. And depending on how long my beard is or how much of a trim it really needs, I may do that several times. You'll get a hang of like where your beard's at and what it needs. But for me, I usually have to do that several times, maybe usually at least 3 times, I'd say. Now I think it's worth mentioning at this point, the one thing you should try to stay away from is chasing perfect symmetry. You know, you want to always shape your beard to the best of your ability. It's the best shape that you desire, but chasing symmetry can lead to no beard at all. It's a very tricky thing where you kind of get obsessed with making each side look the same, or you're trying to make a balanced kind of shape. And then if you keep on chasing that symmetry to the point where you're taking a little bit off, more here than there, and you're trying to catch up with each side, you could end up losing your beard. It's happened to me before in the past, many years ago. Learned that lesson the hard way. Don't chase symmetry. Obviously make the best possible shape you can, but you need to know when to stop trimming. And that's usually a lesson you learn along the way. It's a tough one to learn, but it's an important one of knowing when to stop and when to stop chasing symmetry. Now for me personally, I like a shape where it's kind of like a little bit of a U shape along the bottom here. Everyone's got their own kind of style of, you know, how long they want their beard and what kind of shape they want to have. But for me personally, I like kind of that U bottom kind of shape and then straight up the sides. Like I said in the previous videos, if I didn't trim off all this area right through here, my beard would have a big rounding effect that would like really blossom and balloon out. So this kind of gives the appearance that my beard is straight when it's actually fairly wavy. People always ask me if I'm like straightening my beard or not, and it's actually just kind of like an optical illusion where that's how I'm trimming it to shape, so it has that appearance. Until you get up close to it, you know, it's like, oh, it's fairly wavy, but from, you know, 6 feet away, 10 feet away, you're like, oh, it's a straight beard, but it's not the case at all. It's just trimmed to that shape, and that's the shape that I've come to appreciate on myself and that I personally enjoy for myself of style. This is, you know, finding what kind of style that you enjoy for your beard. You come over a period of time of experimenting with different lengths, different shapes, different products of what you like to use, and it's a really fun kind of journey to go on with your beard. So right now I'm kind of getting to the point now where I could keep going, I could keep pushing it a bit, but when you start getting that question inside your head, I'm like, should I keep going? Should I not? Once that question comes into your mind, that's when you should start evaluating whether you should stop or not, because that's usually the time when things start to get a little funny, when you start asking yourself those questions in your head, like, oh, should I keep trimming or should I stop trimming? Once you reach that level of uncertainty of that question, you should probably stop or wrap up what you're doing and be conscious that you've already reached that point in the trimming process that you probably shouldn't continue on. So I know that I'm kind of at that spot now, so in my mind I'm just going to kind of tell myself like, okay, I'm just going to do kind of maybe a couple more minutes of just trimming up, because I don't want to get carried away. That's the one thing you want to avoid when trimming your beard, because By getting carried away, nothing good can come out of that. That's why I said give yourself plenty of time as well, because at the same time, you don't want to rush it. Give yourself plenty of time, know when to quit. Use a mirror, obviously. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the beginning, but yeah, a mirror really goes a long way. So for me, this is kind of like I'd classify as like a maintenance trim, shaping trim. Then obviously I'm going to do my lines as well. So it's going to kind of just run you through the whole process of what a typical day of the beard baron looks like when I'm trimming my beard. So it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I'm not ecstatic. I think, you know, it's a little tricky with the camera setup. I'm trying to maneuver my hands and my arms so you can see what I'm doing, and I don't want to get too carried away, so I'm just being real kind of trimming cautiously. Could be cleaned up a little bit better, but for right now, I think this is pretty good. So like I said, I'm going to show you how I do my sidelines as well. My cheek lines right here, sidelines, and my neckline. If you saw recently, I did a trimming video of my necklines, my sidelines, excuse me. Love to use my premium beard oil as a pre-shave oil. Like I said, when you're cleaning up these with a razor, that's how I'm going to do it. You want to be able to see what you're doing. So you don't want to use shaving cream or anything kind of soap that's going to obstruct your view of the line that you're creating. Otherwise, it defeats the whole purpose of lining up something if you can't see what you're actually doing. It'd be like cutting a piece of wood on a table saw with your eyes closed. Because you want to know the exact line you're making. And so today, as always, this is the one I love to use, is the Seville Premium Beard Oil. This has that classic barbershop scent to it. So it has that real kind of like clean, smooth, fresh, powdery vibe to it. And I'm just going to put a couple of drops right on my fingertips here. Just going to massage that right into my cheek lines right up here. You can see, so it's clear, goes on clear. I'm just use what I have on hand right now, which is a Mach 3 razor. Your mileage may vary on the razors you want to use. It's totally up to you. Got my sink. I'm going to just wet the head a little bit there. I'm going to hold down my beard hair like this and just, oh yeah, it smells fantastic. It's almost like I'm at my own little barbershop right now. Go up a little higher on my cheeks. Got some rogue hairs. If you guys got those, let me know. Those are always fairly annoying. Get another drop. These are my sidelines. The sidelines are where the earlobe here, right here, down the side of the neck. That's why I refer to as sidelines. Another drop of Seville Premium Beard Oil over here. And again, I just kind of pull up my beard a little bit. This comes with a lot of practice. A little bit of trial and error. But yeah, that cleans up real nice. Again, do it to the other side here. And what's great is that at no point in time will anyone ever see both sides of your beard at the same time. So do your best to try and match your sides, but realize that no one is ever going to see both sides of your beard at the same time. So you don't need to be perfectly exact on the angle or the depth of the line. Now I'm going to actually apply Seville to my neck and trim up my neckline. So my neckline is right about down to the middle of my Adam's apple, and so what I do is I lift up my beard and I'm just lining up where the stragglers start, where my hairs, my dense hairs stop. So there's like kind of just like this line down here. I'm just kind of cleaning it up. I'm not even really lining it up. There's nothing really to line up. It's just to remove those hairs that are just kind of springing about in random spots. Because my neck beard and neck hairs are important to supporting the rest of my beard, so I don't want to take away those. a fairly hairy man, so this does take a little bit of maintaining. Obviously I have a lot of cut hair that's, you know, sitting on my neck and my chest. But for the most part, that's what a basic run through would look like for me week to week. For my, you know, what I just did with the razor here, that's usually once a week. My hair grows fairly fast, though I do need to create the lines once a week. And like I said, every 2 weeks or so, I do a beard trim. And I usually, you know, every 2 weeks, that 1 week of the lineup with the razor falls on the same day. So that's what I would do every 2 weeks, is what you just saw right here. Again, I would spend probably a little bit more time, work better angles with my arm and hand. Obviously for showing and demonstrating this process, I need to be a little bit careful what I'm actually showing you guys and how I'm doing it on camera, so I'm not blocking shots or whatever. But hopefully this illustrates to you how I do it. Like I said, quality tools, again, large beard comb, scissors on the beardbaron.com, highly recommend them. I've been using these scissors for over 6 years now. They got a serrated edge on there, so it holds the hairs in place and cuts really clean, really sharp, really precise, which is a game changer when it comes to trimming hair and trimming your beard. Highly recommend these guys. And as always, guys, I love hearing from you. Drop some comments down below of how you like to do this. If you do something similar to what I do, I'd love to hear from you guys. I'll talk to you soon. But until then, take care.